Oh my gosh, so I was just started coughing. I was thinking, oh my gosh, so my lungs are gonna be so happy when I start getting out of here. I'm just gonna have to stop smoking so much weed. Just sitting around here crocheting and smoking weed and watching stupid movies. But it's better than going out and getting sick. And my daughter, I was like, well, you have to go out and go to work and stuff. I don't. I can stay here and stay healthy and stay safe. But you've got to make sure that you're doing that, as there's so much sickness out there. And I don't want to go out. I don't want to get sick. But I'm not gonna, if I go out to a store and whatnot, I'm gonna put this on. That's not gonna do anything. I'd rather walk past somebody who has sneezed and put their germs out there, so I get like a little tiny bit of their germs, so I can go home and then I can muster up my antibodies and I don't get sick, because that's how it works. And everybody is like jacking up the system. It's like they've set our ecosystem off, and they're doing it on purpose. Just, because they know you set an ecosystem off, you're gonna jack up some shit, and that is what they're doing. But so when I was just coughing on the TV, oh dang it, right then, on the TV, that is so weird. It just all of a sudden went off, but it was something like some show, and it said, I think it was like DNA Awakening or something like that. It said 2022 or something, but had a picture of Zuckerberg, and it said Zuckerberg's role in Atlantis. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to go in and see. Like, I mean, nothing surprises me. I just said all along, these people, I mean, they're doing all of this evil stuff to stay alive so that they don't die, because they've been doing this so long and they don't want to face the consequences. A lot of these people are way older than what we think. And, they're decayed, I think. You're like, when a vampire gets, oh my God, my throat is doing it again. It just starts scratching so hard. Oh my God, it feels like something's scratching inside my throat. Like a cat in there down my throat. But, energetically, that's what they, energetically, I mean, people think it was like demons and stuff like that, but yeah, energetically, we've got things around us that will, go in for attacks and stuff, and they will attack, like, in your throat, a lot. For people who keep trying to speak out, it keeps happening a lot, where people are talking about something and then they'll have something go on their throat and they'll be like, oh my God, my throat. But it's weird. I don't know how it all works or whatever, because like we're moving, this vibration that we're moving through, but I know that when we get to the higher, I still say we're in this deep transition. Who even knows if we've really even come out of three-dimensional, because so many people are holding us there. So we haven't actually left it. So many people are like, oh, we're in 4D, 5D. But this is where everybody gets like divided on the stuff, the spiritual community or whatever. And that's why you just got to go in and listen to who resonates with you, because it is your own resonance, is what your own understanding is all that has value to you. It doesn't matter what other people think and how other people view things. You're on your own journey, your soul's own experience, your own journey. So when you hear information, it doesn't matter if like, oh, that person believes that, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter what they believe. That only matters to them what they believe in their own group, because it's their level, it's where their understanding is. And each one is going to have different. And who knows? I mean, nobody can say like which one is more advanced, because I think everybody is at such different levels that there's not where you could say, oh, they're just way more advanced. Oh, they're way more advanced. So many people here who seem like they're just dumbasses, probably come from higher dimensions at some point. They probably had other lives that were in higher dimensions and came back for this experience or to help somebody or whatever. And then you get caught up in the illusion. The illusion is very hard to break free from, because from the time you're a child, they start telling you, this is it. This is life. This is what, this is what you need to strive to be. This is what drives you in this world. And, or just like, okay. That's the rules. That's the rules. But when you have a lot of internal guidance, and that becomes like a war, between what you're being told and what's inside of you. And you have to be strong to believe what's inside of you over what you're being told. And a lot of people don't have that yet, or they forgot about it, or got locked in with their soul. And, a lot of people have closeted their souls. And, that one guy out from the East Eddie Ranch too, he was talking about the same thing. He was saying, like, your soul is right in here with your heart. It's like right sharing that space. And that is what I say too. Your soul is right in here. Like, it can look out of your eyes and it can see, but it's not its concern of what is out here. Its concern is what is in here, and how you're growing, how you're moving, how you're experiencing, how you're reacting to things, and what you get from things, like in the sense of how you grow, what you do to become better, more of yourself. Because there's no coincidence that we would be dealing with so much ego, to release so much ego, because the soul is all about itself. And if you get it's misdirected, you can really make it, you can really confuse its experience. And it's easy, obviously. I mean, we can see what they've been doing. I don't know, maybe it's not been that easy. Maybe it's been very hard on them. But to me, it seems like, whoa, they've thought about this. It's been strategic and it's been long going, but, it's very effective. And, but the soul has, it's about its own representation of self. Because as a consciousness, think about your consciousness of if God is an energy, an energetic form, and it is able to have that other energy like explode off of it. It's just so powerful. Just, this energy just explodes out and just fractals out. There's still some of it left, like large amounts, but just fractals out and becomes all of these other energetic sources. And when you get to the point of self-identity as a consciousness, because a lot of the energy that people get caught up in is just that. It's energy. It doesn't even have consciousness yet. They think, oh, it's a demon and stuff. Well, you're giving it that energy. You're creating that. You're creating a demon out of that energy because you're manifesting it. You're giving it that power. But really, it's just like congealed free energy. It's just is energy that starts feeling good to itself when it's experiencing something. So I know I talked about this a long time ago, but like energy that's out there, and you're walking through and you've got all of this energy coming out of you, but it's dark, it's negative, it's maybe you're beating yourself up, maybe you just broke up, whatever it is, and you are super down on yourself, but you're putting a lot of it out there, a lot of energy out there. That energy that is that way of being is going to attach to you. It's going to go and attach to your energy because your energy is going to feel good to it. So it's going to create more, and you're going to start getting physically sick, and it's like you're dragging the earth behind you. That's why there's so much importance to the releasing of all of that. And you'll feel the energetic release of all of the stuff. You just start feeling lighter, and it just feels so much better. And you just that's the raising your vibration. Because it's normal, for us to have all of these energetic attachments to us. Just like when that medium had come into my house and was telling me, and the grandkids had already told me about the lady on the stairs, but when she started telling me in that the lady on the stairs, or the girl, or whatever she was, she started saying that she'd been with me for such a long time, and that the reason she was showing herself to the grandkids was because she didn't like that I was having such a good relationship with them. She wanted me all to herself. energetically on a soul level. Like, I mean, in the conscious world, I have no idea. I don't remember, but when you're going out into the astral world and stuff too, you are meeting up with people, and you go out and you hang out with your guides, you go hang out with dead people, like whatever you're doing when your body's asleep, your consciousness is busy, and it's going out and learning and experiencing. Your consciousness is just like, it's a go-getter. It's like ever, what is that, ever ready? Was it the ever ready bunny? That was the slogan. He was just always going around beating the drum. Who knows now with the Mandela effect, if it even exists, but he would go around beating this drum, and it was something like the ever ready bunny's always ready or something. But that is what a soul is like. It's just ready to go, 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 go. I want to learn, 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 learn. And, so excited to have its own conscious being, because there's so much energy that has not even gained up to the point of consciousness. Like I think Stella is in that process of going into a higher conscious state. And one of the things, when she just keeps crying and crying, I just keep talking to her and trying to explain to her about pain and, what it is and why she's having it and stuff. And she'll sit and she'll just stare at me and she'll listen. And then after I'm done, she'll sit and she'll stare at me for a second, like while she's processing. And then she'll just kind of look like she has peace, and she'll just lay down like, okay. And I just know that we're all getting a much broader understanding of things. We're starting to unfold ourselves and to really grasp on to what this world is all about and who we are. And, it's very exciting to go around this world and feeling like, you're so limited and you're going to die. And if you got the bad end of the stick, then, you're just fucked. You're just poor. You're just this, you're just that, not even realizing how valuable every life experience is to a soul. And you just feel like, oh, I just got fucked in this one. And it's the only one I got. Now I'm going to die. When you move out of that kind of state of being into, I'm a multidimensional being. I'm consciousness. I am somebody who is here focused on this experience, and it has great value to my soul. And I'm here to learn, and I'm here to leave a legacy, whatever that is. When I leave the room, are people happy? Are people like, oh, don't go? No, stay, That is what you want to, that's what you want to consider, I think, is what life is all about. What do you leave here when you go? What did you bring to the table? And, we're headed to a place where we're going to all be bringing something beautiful to the table. It's moving into that kind of experience. So it's super, super exciting where we're headed, and how much, to just not have to worry about like our medical and stuff. Oh, which by the way, I had seen 2 commercials, and I'm going to start both these shows. They're on Gaia channel. And one of them, I think it was called Miracles or something. And it's about people who have learned how to heal themselves. And then I don't know, what else about, if it's because I had done all of it, might be about like the same thing with doing the smoothies and stuff, like to heal myself from like colitis and getting off the meds and doing all of the, off the pharmaceuticals and stuff. And doing all that might be a lot of people just talking about that. But it seemed like there was a lot of people talking about consciousness and healing themselves through thought. So I'm going to go in and watch and see these different people's stories. And then another one that popped up too was this new one. Well, I don't know how new they are really. It could be 5 or 6 seasons. But mystery schools. And it was showing a lot about how, one of the things that he was saying was like the Anunnaki, that there are some of them that are 256,000 years old, and we don't have to die. And see, that's where we're headed to. We're headed to that place. And so I think that mystery schools could have some interesting stuff that, could help elevate us. And then also today when he was talking to that guy from the Seti Ranch, he also asked about the arcs. And he said that the arcs are, they're to be highly sophisticated for us, but they're very you know, dilapidated to these other beings. You know, they're way beyond this. But it's going to be like really new for us, really new, exciting, and it's really going to help elevate us to move us towards that more Jetson kind of world that we've all been waiting for, that they've been holding out on us. So now we're going to be moving into that, but that's what these arcs are all about. They were saying on this one, Mr. Wolf, I'm just telling you that, that the arcs were going to be, you probably watched this too, but the arcs were going to be, you know, helping us to elevate. And so it's going to be super exciting. And these are going to be coming out more apparently, but there is a lot more ships and stuff being seen. But also we have to be mindful of the fact that also our government is trying to trick us with this. And they will also be having their highly sophisticated flying apparatuses out there to, you know, spook us. They don't want us to be thinking, oh, all these beings are coming here to help us because they're all like angels from the sky. They want us to think they're monsters out to kill us. And we're what's in the recipe book. You know, that's what they want us to believe. So we have to, it's all about our own elevation. You know, it's all about us bringing ourselves up to have more knowledge and stuff, you know. Just like another thing he said was, you know, with some of these beings, why would they come here? You know, we're dangerous. And that's what I've been saying the whole time. Like, we have to get ourselves up to the point, like, if we want to interact with these people, we have to bring ourselves up. They don't need to come down to our level. We're like, to us, what we think of as ants. That's what we're like to them, you know. We're just scurrying around, just trying to survive. It's when we get to this place of knowing that we're more and being ready to elevate and to connect and to understand ourselves in a deeper level and to understand nature and everything in a deeper level. That is when we'll start having communication with them. And that is why so many of them are coming and communicating with people already, because there's so many people who are already ascending in their mind, body, spirit. They're already connecting to who and what they are and to what this world is all about. And when we get to that point where it's just like everybody, you know, but everybody's not going to be able to do it. I mean, we just have to just really, and it's not like we don't need to be in like a sad place about this, because they can just go and be right back reborn and come to the new earth, you know, with all the lessons they're going to learn, because with what they're going to learn here, their soul wanted them to learn. Whatever they're going to learn, whatever every single person is learning, your soul designed you to learn this. So whatever they're going to learn here, and, you know, say that they're just doing a lot of bad stuff and, you know, they don't get it. They don't understand what everything is about. So they're just kind of just trying to survive, and they're stealing and doing bad stuff. And then, you know, the lights come on and all of a sudden everything is like, wait, what? And everybody's going to be kind of like in shock, I think, for a bit. Like, they're going to be really in a state of confusion. And I see it on little things with the people, because remember, I'm around a lot of, most people that I'm around are completely asleep. And so every little thing, every little tweak really, you know, dumbfounds them. So this is going to be, I think a lot of people are going to just kind of be in shock a little bit. But then once they have to start really facing themselves, because that's what all this is about, is to face yourself. So when, I mean, there's other things planetary, like, yeah, it's about us to, the financial, like everything happening here is to collapse so that we can move forward. Like, it's all intertwined, but on our own level, as our own being, as for us, it's for our soul to grow. So for every, for all of these different ones that are just kind of confused, and then they get woke up in this kind of dramatic way, that then when they have to start really trying to see and understand like who and what they are and why would I do that, some people are going to feel such massive shame and so much regret. There's going to be people who are going to get so caught up in their emotions, because remember, this is all about emotions is part of our mastery, and they're going to get really caught up in it, and it's going to be really hard for them to overcome it. And that's why the more of us that can be there for people, even if it's just energetically, that is all we can really do. And because you can't help someone heal. It's something I've definitely seen over and over. And it's a one-man job. It's up to us. It's up to us to save ourselves. And then so when they go through that and say they can't get through it, and say it's somebody close to you, say it's your cousin, say it's your uncle or whatever, and he can't get through it, and he was like all, a warrior during this for what you need to do, but suddenly when the truth comes out, that he's just, it's like a big slap in the face. And a lot of people are going to have a hard time getting over that. But just remember, if they do decide to transition, that was always going to happen. That was the way it was going to happen. And once they do transition and they go through they have to go through that life review. And that can be a process for a lot of people. It's where people, I think, get the idea of purgatory and stuff, is because it's a process. And sometimes people come from really hard lives and they have to have a timeout and they have to regroup. And most people are very confused and they don't understand what's going on. So once they get through that process, they can just go in and be reborn. And I'm not sure, it seems like to me that you could be reborn as yourself. I just, we just got to see how literal some of this stuff is, where the dead and the live walk together again. Or I don't know if it's again, like I'm not all savvy on the Bible. But, I think that there's a lot of certain information that is repetitive. And I do think there's something, I feel like it's just important for us to not get caught up if people do transition. And I've got to be telling myself that too, really strongly, because, everybody I know is asleep. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with, even with the sickness and stuff. And people, because they're all boozed up and stuff. And it's, that's all it's coming out. It's all going to be exposed. It's all going to be shown to us. We're going to see the truth on everything. Another thing too that he had said that I really, really loved, because they were talking about, this is the end of government and money. All those things are ending, which is what I keep saying, because that's the information that they're giving. And that is also, when he's talking to these beings, that's the information he's getting. And it's all ending, and we're not going to have government like we did before. And it is going to be more small community and how communities are going to run themselves. But he was talking about, we're going to go more into the councils, where we're going to have councils, like the galactic councils. We'll have these like ambassador kind of councils that will communicate with one another, but everything is going to be based on universal law, God's law. And we have it all inside of us. It's just when you got your soul turned off, you aren't listening to it. You're just doing what you think is, you're being led by your mind and by society rather than by your heart and by God's law. So when we get more connected to ourselves, that's when, we won't need laws and stuff, because we'll have it inside us. It's part of our it's written inside of us. And so, it is part of our natural evolution. And but one of the things I thought was cool, what he said was, he said, we need like a council of grandmas, because grandmas would never send their kids to war and stuff like that. And I just thought that is, because that's how I feel like, yeah, we've lived some time, we've seen some stuff, we've got some history, we've evolved as people, and we've been through a lot. When you start getting older and you see like all the different things that women have gone through and all the things personally that each of us have gone through. And society and everything. So I thought that is really cool. Yeah, we do need a council of grandmas because it does give us a different perspective that, a lot of young girls don't have the same perspective as a lot of old ones. I saw a commercial yesterday too. I thought, oh, this is so cool because, they're always shoving really young, you know, I don't know, CGI filtered people. I saw a commercial, I flipped it off real quick. Some guy, very feminine looking guy. And he's talking about his, I don't know, 7 years of Botox, and I just black. And it's like, that's what they want to sell you. They want to put these pretty people on there and say, hey, go fill your face with chemicals. So then you can look pretty forever. And then you end up looking like Nicole Kidman, some sort of freaky mask face. But what was I going to say? So this commercial that I saw, and it was back when I was younger, it was a band called The Cars. And it was also back in the day where there was like these things that were called supermodels. And they were on all the covers of the magazines, and they were just really tall, beautiful women. A lot of them were Eastern European and stuff. And, like Melania. A lot of them were like that kind of, these supermodel women. And so they were on all the magazines, and they went out with all the rock stars. So there was one, and some of those women, I've seen them, now, and I think they've tried to keep themselves up, but a lot of them, they looked a little road. But anyways, this one, Paulina, I always liked her. I liked her because like her cheekbones were like mine. So I always, because I looked different than a lot of the other kids back when I was a kid. And so when I always liked her. And so I saw her yesterday on a commercial. And it was a commercial for some sort of, I'm not really sure what the commercial was for, honestly. I have no idea. But it wasn't a young person, it was her. And, she looked really good. And she was representing older women beautifully because, they want to represent us to the public as being, all hags. You just, you stop having a period, you just dried up. It's useless. And especially when you got a bunch of pervs running the world who, just prefer very, very young, then, they discount the women of the world. And yeah, so she is in this commercial, and she looked really beautiful and very sophisticated and stuff. And I just thought, how cool, that's what we need to move towards, giving respect to women who, as they get older, because it takes a lot to get older and keep yourself together. You're fighting against the whole wide world, because the whole wide world wants to wad you up and throw you away and call you ma'am and tell you don't matter anymore. They want, I complained before about that commercial where there was some woman, and I swear to God, she's like 35 years old. And she is, the commercial is something about her being the head of this table, the table of all these executives sitting there, and she's the head of the table. And nobody really knows that she has her depends on or something. It's like, oh my God, what in the hell are they doing to women? Because that gets women to, you create that for yourself. They get us to create this this deterioration. But this is where we're headed, though, is the divine feminine is coming back forward, and the divine masculine is stepping back more now, because we're going more into this matriarch society, because that is something that we have always needed. It is what tribes, that's how tribes survived. But this other world that we've been living in didn't want that, because the creation of life gives great value to life. And the matriarch or the patriarch or the masculine is there as a protector of life, and the protector of who gives life. And the matriarch, the divine feminine, is that of the creator that creates life. And so they both have like an important job to do, but the one that was out to protect, the warring one, the one that was out to, take care of their family or whatever. It shouldn't have been the one who was always running it. It should have always been the divine feminine, because her value comes from a place of softness, a different place, a place of nurture. But we just had our place, this world was so much about warring. It's been so much about warring for so long, but we're moving into a more gentle society. And that's why we all have to heal. We have to heal internally so that we can produce that gentle society, and putting women out there like that who represent what you can be, as role models. That this is what a mature woman is. Mature woman isn't just, somebody who needs diapers and, should just go sit with their cats and, all of this nonsense that they've tried to deter us with. But just the same as everything changes, it is written. And this change will occur. So, and where this is all part of the transformation, and we won't be needing, cops and stuff. Like, if you're going to cop school, probably change professions, probably get more into, go to Reiki school or something, go more into the healing arts. And then you would probably find more purpose, because we're going to move out of this kind of needing to be policed, and we're going to move more towards needing to heal and understanding how important it is for our own psyche, our own being to heal itself, and to get over our own frustrations and our own letting go of things, letting go of frustrations and stuff, and one thing too is that I'll just wrap this up with is, like, for me, starting this channel and stuff, where I felt very motivated. Well, they were guiding me to do it. Like I said, they won't let you sleep. They'll just keep saying, yeah, you got something to say. You're on a mission. This is what you agreed to. So get out there, sister. So, I was doing that, but I started seeing so much of how it was helping me and stuff. How I just said, like, it felt like I walked into myself. It was like I went through a door or something. It was really trippy. And I felt, but it was like this huge growth to expose yourself, to get to a point of healing where you're like, hey, I can go out there and I can talk about what I believe. I feel sure about what I believe, and I'm going to share it with the world, and to put yourself out there, right? And it is a huge step, and it's been a huge step in all of my growth and everything I've gone through since I got my brain injury. And, my last relationship, because I've always been somebody who would just leave somebody, but things got a lot more complicated. When you start having kids, then you have to question yourself. And then when you start having people who are helpless and can't get out of your house and have nowhere to go but a homeless shelter, you start questioning yourself. And in the last one, where, I think I had reached a point of, like, I'm going to make this work. I am not, I'm just such a quitter or something, like I was really trying to think, I was really looking at myself as, my things about commitment, like, where's my commitment, do I just give up and stuff? So I was really trying to be committed to that last relationship, but I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. I couldn't stand it, and he was telling me that I made him feel suicidal. I was like, what? But, I guess I demand, you to be your best, I guess. I don't know. If I'm going to put my best out there, I don't know. I don't know. It really threw me when he was saying that. I was like, I make you want to kill yourself? Like, oh. And, and he left me. Good for him. Good. You need to protect yourself. If somebody makes you want to kill yourself, then get the hell out. But for me, where I was in this state of, like, trying to be committed, trying to do better, and, and plus I had this, drive, because before I was always told that people who stayed married like 50 years, 60 years, it was out of necessity. Like they learned how to adapt to each other. So I kind of was like, well, that's what I got to do. I'm just going to learn how to adapt and stuff. And so I was constantly, oh my God, give, 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 give. But some people, I'm telling you, they don't, they're an empty vacuum. They don't even know they're taking. So, you know, you've got to pull yourself in if you're give, 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 give. I learned that. So, you know, when all that went down, that really threw me into deep, deep depression. And it was all about like, I wanted to leave him so bad, but I just kept staying. Why? And you know, we didn't have kids together, and there was a lot of financial intertwinement. And you know, I just had my brain injury, and I was, you know, I was kind of scared of everything. And all I was getting was like, don't do this, don't do that. And you know, it was very difficult. Oh, I do want to throw another thing in too. Well, so yesterday I had to go in, you know, to town to get the wood and stuff. And, you know, I had done that, whatever that thing was where you got to skip some house payments. So because of, when Winston died, you know, and I had all those expenses, I had went on to see if I could skip a payment, and it said, oh yeah, just do the COVID thing. So I did, but now I've got to start making my payments again. So I had to go sign some paper yesterday. So while I'm sitting there signing, I said something. I don't know. Maybe I said, oh, something with a brain injury or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember what I said, but she said back, oh, my boyfriend just got a brain injury and he's really having a hard time, and I lose patience with him all the time. And she started saying stuff, and it gave me such a good opportunity to give her some new perspective and to help her to understand some stuff that she wasn't. And she was really thankful. And, you know, I could have just been quiet and not said anything, but I thought it's necessary, because when you get a brain injury, it is very hard. First couple of years, a lot of people kill themselves. And, you know, and I told her, it's hard. He's not pretending. He's not faking. And that's what people always think, that you're pretending or you're faking when you can't remember stuff. And to them, you know, you should be able to remember you were there, but it's just gone. You know, there's just that part of your brain is not holding things like it used to. Like I said, it's like a broken processor. But those healing buds, anyways, but what I was going to say before was, so I had to go through a lot of stuff, and I've gone through all of this. To me, I have been transforming myself, but the people around me don't even see it. It's so weird, but that's like where I start seeing, like, they're so caught up in their own stuff. But for doing this YouTube page, right? I mean, I get no support whatsoever. Like, nobody is there to be like, oh, you know, I'll follow you, I'll give you likes, you know, because they, you know, they would know that would help or whatever. And they don't go in and do any of that stuff or try and support me in something I'm trying to do, you know, because you could be thinking, oh, well, you know, your crazy mom with a brain injury, you know, gives her something to do. She goes in and talks to people, and anybody who wants to listen to her craziness, then, you know, well, okay, they're crazy too. So, you know, they could be that kind of supportive where, yeah, mom, we're going to go in and like this stuff, but, you know, nobody is. And the point is about all of that is to the person out there who also is in that place where there's not people around you who are supporting you, not people out there who believe in your mission or want to help you or any of that stuff. You got to learn to believe in yourself and to move yourself forward. Because that is one thing that I have found, because a lot of people, we think if people love us that they're going to be there for us, they're going to support us and stuff, but that's not the way it is, really. Everybody's on their own crises. So, you know, just don't get caught up in that kind of thing where, you know, there's not people out there for you, so therefore you can't be all that you are. That you have to propel yourself forward and believe in yourself. And I think that is something that just keeps being shown to me over and over. And I think it's a message that is really important for us all to remember. You don't need people around you to tell you you're great or that you're doing good or trying to help you be successful or anything like that. All you have to do is just believe in yourself and believe in your own messaging and do what feels right for you, for your own soul. And, we've just got to move out of this place where we hold each other back. And we've got to be the ones who just like rocket out of the sludge that we've been placed in. And, the more of us that just continue to fight forward for the truth and for humanity, the more that it's going to blossom. It's going to become a big, beautiful garden for us all. So, and we all have a role to play, and we all have something to do to move us forward individually and as a whole. And, don't forget, you're part of a flock too. You're not just an individual, but you are an individual having an individual soul experience. And you need to, accommodate that, appreciate that, and be mindful of that. So anyways, that's a lot of talking, and it's still dark out. So, I'm probably just go ahead and go. So have a great day. Who knows? Maybe I'll be back. These days just drag out. It's just pouring rain here again, and it's supposed to be for the next 5 days or something, which will probably just keep going. But I'm just assuming that the roads will be closed now for the floods because, the water's still up everywhere. And there's just still, that system hadn't even cleared before they hit us with the next one, then hit us with the next one. It's so frustrating. So we'll get through it. It's temporary. Everything's temporary. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.